Okay Google, hey Siri, iOS versus Android.
Checking. I found something on the web about that. Check it out.
Hey guys, how's it going? TechSnackles here, and today I've got a comparison of the just announced iOS 8 with Android 4.4. Now I just want to make it clear that this is more a comparison rather than a competition between both of them, so please let's keep the comments down below a little bit fanboy free. In this video I will concentrate more on iOS since it has just been announced, and maybe in the future if you guys want I will make an Android versus iOS 8. Hopefully by that time it will be Android 5. So iOS was just recently announced at WWDC and it should be coming out publicly sometime this fall. So do bear in mind that this is just the beta and many things can still change until the official release this fall, which is exactly one of the reasons it's really not fair yet to put this up against Android. Besides the fact that Android hasn't had a major update in a while and Google I/O is also just around the corner. Now what was noticeable about iOS 8 is the similarity between the new features with Android's already existing features. There are many new things like QuickType, which predicts the next word you'll probably use, interactive notifications that allow you to, for example, reply to a message directly from your notification, and third-party keyboards, which will come soon. App battery usage, this allows you to basically see what is consuming your battery, which apps, and Siri voice activation just like we've seen before with the Moto X and Google Now. So yeah, many of these have been in Android for the longest time, so they were bound to get overlapped by iOS at some point. So it kind of looks like Apple is catching up and leveling with some of Android's features, which are of course very welcomed additions to iOS. Something surprising though is how Apple opened iOS up a bit. Widgets are finally here, but only on the notifications, although that is still a major step forward for iOS. Third-party keyboards was something no one was expecting, and now it's also on iOS, and I honestly cannot wait to see swipe on the iPhone. Part of the new features are some new settings and a new time-lapse mode available in the camera, but that is not the best. The best is how Apple is finally opening up control over the camera apps, so that apps like Instagram can take advantage of this and allow us to basically have more input on our photos. Now Android has always been known for being more open and offering many more personalization features, which made it attractive for many consumers. So I believe Apple finally took note of that and has started to allow you to get more personality in your iOS device, although still tightly under their control. But most of all, what we noticed at WWDC is that Apple is still heavily devoted to connecting all its products and services, so that now more than ever it'll be hard to leave Apple's ecosystem once you get in. And truthfully, a lot of the benefits of iOS 8 you'll only experience by having a Mac updated with Yosemite. Unfortunately, since I don't have Yosemite just yet, it's hard to demonstrate those benefits, but there are things like answering a call from your Mac, instant hotspot, and my favorite feature, handoff, which allows you to pick up on your Mac where you left off on your iPhone, which Apple is titling as continuity. These little things really do enhance your experience. Android, on the other hand, offers great connectivity with Google services, but nothing quite like what iOS 8 and Yosemite are offering together. But this also depends if you are using a Mac or you depend on Google services like Gmail, Docs, and Google Drive, which Android is perfect for. Speaking of Google Drive, iCloud has also had an update. While until now it has really been a home for Apple services and a syncing base, it now finally rivals Google's own Google Drive and also Dropbox and other cloud storage services with the introduction of iCloud Drive. Another mobile feature Apple introduced was a new app that comes packed inside iOS with a very simple name, Health. And it leaked, so yeah, you probably guessed it. It is basically a library of details about your health. And now the way it works is through the interaction of different fitness and health apps you have. They combine to provide information on different categories like fitness, nutrition, sleep, etc. It has also got a thing called Medical ID, which will be able to tell important medical conditions like your allergies, just in case something happens and, for example, the hospital needs details, which is kind of a very handy feature. It's a nice home for all your health information, but we'll have to wait and see how useful and functional it is, since it really depends on those apps by developers. Siri has also gained more functionality like identify a song, but I think it's still no competition for Google Now, which is easily my favorite Android feature. Although Apple does try with the new search directly from Spotlight and all of the information on the Today view, but still no match for Google Now. And lastly, messaging, which has some new nice features like the ability to record and send voice memos, have group chats, and also a very nice addition was the do not disturb for single chats. So as you can see, the new features seem to come from here and there, from some applications or OSs, but in the end, these are very handy features that iOS must have. And to a certain extent, to have these features, it's almost impossible for them not to seem copied. But Google and Apple have been playing this game for a long time, so really it doesn't matter as long as you got the features. So to summarize, basically in my opinion, with iOS 8, Apple clarified where it's heading, which is a more connected experience and a more open iOS. But we're still to see how Google will respond and when they will. With Google I/O right around the corner, it wouldn't be surprising if we get an Android update. There's quite a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I didn't mention, like Apple is finally releasing the Touch ID API, which allows developers to finally take advantage of Touch ID. There's also HomeKit, which seems promising, Apple's brand new graphics API called Metal, and a bunch of other SDK announcements that for the average consumer might seem neither interesting or important, but this fall when developers finally take advantage of those technologies, I bet they'll raise a little bit of excitement. In my opinion, as of right now, iOS 8 really depends on the developers. The potential of iOS 8 is on the hands on developers, all the applications they can produce with this new technology, and many applications that Apple introduced like health depends on the applications of developers, or maybe a smartwatch. And also we'll have to wait to see what Google has planned for us at Google I/O, which is just a few weeks away. So right now I don't think it's fair to really compete these two until Google releases another Android major update. But personally, I think that if you like to have everything connected and you just want life a little bit that easier and you already have a Mac and you're already in Apple's ecosystem, I don't know if you have an iPad or use iCloud, then this fall will probably be the best for you to buy an iPhone. But if you like to personalize the hell out of your phone, then 100% an Android phone is the way to go. I like both, and I think each of them has their ups and downs. Sometimes I get bored of an iPhone and I come to an Android phone. Sometimes I get bored of my Nexus and I go to my iPhone. So they both have their ups and downs, and really right now it's a choice and it's a matter of preference because each phone has their own set of features and what they offer. So really there is no best platform. There is only different platforms for different kind of people. So hopefully you found this video interesting and you enjoyed watching it. And if you did, be sure to let me know by liking this video. There's also that subscribe button down there. If you're interested in more tech videos, be sure to subscribe to be notified when I release a new video. I'm also at Twitter at TechSnackles, and there's also the comment section down below if you want to tell me anything or you want to ask me anything. It's wide open for you guys to comment. I'm more active on Twitter, so I prefer it there, but go ahead, that's fine. Just make sure I'm able to reply to you on the comments. So that has been it. As always guys, thanks a bunch, enormous bunch for watching this video, and hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next time.